I guess I can talk about this a little bit since it's requiring GTA 6's attention. But I get people coming in there always asking like, "Oh yeah, I heard it's going to be $150." I'm like, look, I have no clue what that's going to be.
Right.
But don't believe it until the actual company says
Puts out a
that
statement.
it's going to be $150. Kind of like what I said with college football, right?
Right.
I've seen some gameplay on it. Looks like Madden.
Madden just reskinned. Yeah.
But, it could have a different feel because that's the difference between the old NCAAs and Madden because they did have different feels.
Mm-hmm.
They did. Now, anyone that wants to fight me on that, fight me because I know that's true. And if you don't think so, then you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You're entitled to your wrong opinions. No, you're entitled to your opinions. But I mean, those games definitely felt different.
They did.
But what I'm saying is that, God damn it, I lost train of thought again.
Are you talking about, I guess, the 150 price tag?
Yeah.
Not believing.
Yeah. So with college football, it's like, oh yeah, it's this and this, that and the third, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, but wait till the game actually comes out or wait till this, like a lot of people there were not a lot of people. There were some people that were speculating like, oh yeah, I heard it's going to be more than $70 prices because it's a new NCAA game. Like, no, don't bring that up. Please don't do that. Don't do that. It's going to be 70. Like, don't spread misinformation like that.
But I think they recently did come out. Base game 70.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was like 150, the deluxe.
And then, I don't know, it's like 180 for the ultimate, which gives you Madden too.
No, that was 150.
150?
180? No way. Holy cow.
No, you might have to look that up. I'm not sure. I'm just throwing numbers out, I'm being that man.
It's okay, because at this point, we'll be surprised what they charge for video games.
But yeah, anyone right now, don't fall for, GTA 6 is going to be 150. We don't know what it's going to be yet.
Well, I'm sure, maybe by this time's out, the game will probably be out.
Now, if you want to do a deluxe edition for it, yeah, it'll probably be 150.
Yeah, the game comes out July 19th.
NCAA?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Pretty excited.
Oh, yeah, pre-order. What we got going on? If you want to pre-order the game. Okay, so they have the standard edition.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they have the deluxe edition. Then they have the MVP bundle that has Madden and whatchamacallit. Okay. So the standard edition, $69.99. The deluxe edition, $99.99. Then the MVP bundle, $149.99.
For 2 games?
Yeah. So for MVP bundle,
$149. They're just adding $10 more.
Yeah. So you get Madden, 3 days of early access.
I guess that's what they're giving you. It's the 3 days. That's like, add them an extra $10 to give 7 days. Like, yes. What?
Then you get 4,600 Madden points, elite player item. Then obviously you get college football, 4,600 college football points, and more.
Second blue moon complete.
I don't know. 2 down.
Yeah, that's it for me.
All done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more excited. I guess we're switching gears. We're done with Grand Theft Auto, so
yeah.
Now do the other part of the show. I'm just more excited. Team Builder. I remember back in, was it? Yeah, it was probably 2014.
Yeah, 2014 was the last one.
So, create my team. So since we're on the topic of college football, let's stick to my little story. And also you'll have to chime in as well. It's in regards to the lady picking up the phone at the football game.
Oh, no.
So it's 2006.
Cicero, this is good for you. Mind you, my sister-in-law's here. She's been listening in. She hasn't really said much. That's okay. She likes to observe and then give us accurate advice. And this is truth. All right, go ahead.
Sorry, 2006 was a bowl game.
Maryland and
Champs Sports Bowl. Maryland Terrapins. It's kind of funny because then you end up going to Maryland.
Yeah, I did live in Maryland for
Purdue
a bit.
Boilermakers.
That's right. That's when Curtis Painter was the quarterback.
Yes. A few handful
Who's
of people.
burfing? Who's burfing? Somebody's burfing. Yeah, they had
Kenobi.
Who were some pretty notable guys? The only one I can remember is Curtis Painter. Ray Lewis's brother played running back for Maryland. I don't remember his name.
I was looking at it the other day.
Darius Hayward Bay was actually one of them.
That was the one I saw. who are in the NFL. Here we go. That's the other one.
So I don't remember their quarterback.
So for Purdue, Curtis Painter, Corey Sheets.
Yeah, tight end.
Where'd he go?
Or running receiver. Back. Corey Sheets, running back. Okay, yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Dustin Keller, tight end. Kyle Adams, tight end. And Anthony Spencer, Alex McGee, Mike Neal, Ryan Baker, Stafford Keglar, Cliff Averill, David Pender.
Cliff Averill, okay, I remember him.
And a Torrey Williams. Those for Purdue Boilermakers from the 2006 roster. Let's find the Maryland Terrapins. Sorry, Terrapins.
So I say it up there, so I actually, I don't know how they say it up there. I'm just messing around. I'm a beer and a bottle of water in, so.
Oh, this 2006.
Actually, 2 beers and a bottle of water, and I lied.
Looking for the roster. There we go. So we had Lance Ball, running back.
Okay, I remember
Darius Hayward Bay, Nolan Carroll, Dan Gronkowski.
Wait, what?
Dan Gronkowski.
Wait a minute. So we went and saw a Gronkowski play?
Dan. Not the other one.
I know not the other one, but we went and actually saw a Gronkowski play?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was kind of like curious, like, who are these people? That was one thing always fun about seeing these college games and seeing, I guess, how their career unfolds. Like, oh yeah, I saw him. We have a Joey Hanos, Jared Gaither, Edwin Williams, Conrad Bolston, Bolston,
Bolston, yeah, you're right.
Dre Moore, Jeremy Navarre, Aaron Henderson, Isaiah Gardner, Josh Wilson, Kevin Barnes, and Adam Podlesh, Podlesh, punter. But yeah, that was always interesting.
Yeah, well, really, no one but Lance Ball, really. I think Lance Ball was like, I don't think he was a leading rusher in the ACC, but he actually did pretty well with the Terrapins. Not Terrapins. Terrapins.
Let's see where he went.
Lance Ball?
Yeah.
No, I don't think he went anywhere special. Maybe he did. It wasn't for a long period of time.
All right. University of Maryland. Let's see what kind of stats we got.
Man, we didn't even get into the story yet.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to set it up. 2006 Champ Sports Bowl. Purdue Boilermakers versus the Maryland Terrapins. Purdue went 8-6 that year.
And they definitely do have the biggest bass drum there is.
Yes. And I think Maryland went 8-4 that year. But yeah, Maryland went 9-4 that year.
2006, I don't believe Florida State won the championship. No? Did we win the ACC?
Let's see where Florida State ended up. 2006.
That's when we had Chris Ricks. Oh, God.
Chris Ricks.
Man.
Oh, my gosh.
And then we had Drew Mother-sucking Weatherford. Oh, my Lord. Look, so both of us played football, right? And I'm talking to the audience here, right? This brother. We weren't bad players. We were okay. We did our jobs. We were good at what we did, right? But obviously not good enough to be, well, besides my ACL tear. But that's a different story for a different day. You know, to be looked at. But I got looked at by a few people. But again, different story, different day. I want to know why Bobby Bowden thought Drew Weatherford was that man. I don't even know who our backups were.
So it's 2006. I think backup was Xavier Lee.
Oh, Lord. Xavier Lee couldn't hit the side of a barn if he tried.
I think this was at a time things were shifting. Smaller schools were getting players, high caliber players. Just one of those things where, you know, the big schools were just not bringing anyone in.
I'm upset because we're talking about Drew Weatherford right now. That man lost me like $80 one time. I was so upset.
And
was that Harp? It was that Arbor Day? Memorial Day game. No, I don't know what it was. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm getting upset.
Oh, I was just gonna say they went 7-6 that year.
7
that's right. That's when they opened up the game against Miami.
Yes.
But they won.
Barely.
13-10.
We barely won that game. I was so upset. Like, that was the first time I've actually, see, now I understand how Steve feels.
Mm-hmm.
And just to reiterate, everyone that's first listening, Steve's one of my best friends, and he's part of the family. So he's one of my brothers as well. When he is a Gator fan, him and Jimmy both are, and when they win, and they win pretty ugly, they get upset. Well, Jimmy doesn't get super upset about it, but Steve gets upset.
Yeah.
And I understand that. I do, because that was when I first experienced winning something, but then still being upset. Like, what? And then I learned that when I was playing sports, it's like, okay, yeah, we won a game, but we should have never been in that situation to begin with. I'm upset about that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah, we got the dub, but it's not something I'd like to celebrate because I don't want to do this again.
You're right.
But man, what? 7-6, you said?
Yeah.
Man, let me get out of here.
And it wasn't like
let me get out.
They had a hard schedule besides playing their annual team, Florida.
At that time, yeah, Florida was good.
Let's see, they played Troy.
They won the national championship,
Clemson,
I believe.
Mm-hmm. Rice, North Carolina State, Duke, Boston College, Maryland, Virginia, Wake Forest, Western Michigan, then Florida. But yeah, I think they went 3-5 in the conference. But yeah, it was a down year. But back to the person that kept picking up the phone.
Yeah,
on the field.
We're back to the actual
story. This was an interesting game. I'll go first. Well, my story is, I'll see if I can find it, but there's a picture up with the players and their last names make up a name. I forgot what it was. But
I know exactly what you're about to say.
But I have to look for it, and we'll insert, I don't know, maybe the picture somewhere, some way to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But you go ahead and story, because you kept looking, or not kept looking, but you kept seeing person pick up the phone, and then you can, hey, that's the yes, sir, girl.
Okay, so, all right. So this is what happened. So we get there. I think this was in Tampa, right? You said?
It was in Orlando.
What was the game we went to in Tampa? See, I'm getting sidetracked.
ACC title game.
That's what it was. That was actually a really good game.
And I think we saw Matt Ryan.
We did see Matt Ryan. No. Wasn't Matt Ryan. It was the other guy, Davis. Black quarterback. You may have to look that up. I think it was Davis, because Matt Ryan left the year before.
Before that? Gotcha.
I think that was the first time I actually watched a Florida State game. It was Florida State and Boston College, right?
Yes. Or
first time I've been to a game with Florida State playing.
Okay. Get them all mixed up.
Which year was that again? 2008? 2007?
I want to say 2007.
Yeah, I just graduated high school. Yeah, you're right. Because I remember you like, hey, you want to go to the game? Like, yeah, I do. I do. I still owe you money for the food you got.
Oh, that's...
Don't worry, I'll buy you. Next time I'll bring goodies and then I'll get us food. How about that?
Okay, that will.
You're part of this too, so sis isn't left out for sure. She's not. I gotta figure out what you like to eat though. I know you're a little limited, but because of the MSG stuff.
Yeah, it's just being my restaurant.
Okay. Well, we'll get something good.
Go ahead.
Oh, start with a story?
Yeah.
Okay. So we get there. We get there early, right? We always got the games early because we wanted to be at the field. And I mean, I'd be enamored because I played football at the time and I was getting ready to go off to play college. And I'm like, oh my God, like, look at all these big guys. And I'm not a big guy. I'm about like 5'8", 3/4.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I was like $150, $160. I remember, like, we got there, we got our seats, because we don't like to fuck around with shit. Like, we don't want to deal with, like, a lot of people and all the rest of good stuff. I mean, we'll deal with it when we can, but if we can at all help it, we're going to get there first. And I think Dad did that with the haircuts. All right. 15 minutes, we're going to leave haircuts. We're at this place 7 a.m. sharp. Like, there's no left, there's no right, there's no deviation. Every other Saturday, 7 a.m. sharp.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how we were with getting the football games. So we get there, we got our seats, and, you know, me playing football and understanding, like, all the stuff that I guess the sideline stuff, like the managers and everything like that, somebody was calling the red phone. And if anyone doesn't know what the red phone is when the guys upstairs are calling for whomever to speak with downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's be the offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, specialists, whatever, just coaches and advisors basically. So she's setting up. I'm watching her, right? I'm watching her set up and everything like that because I'm enamored about like all the stuff that goes on the sideline. Because I'm getting out of high school, you don't see all that on the football field on a high school game, right? Now you do. Yeah. You remember we went to the satellite game?
Mm-hmm.
They're watching film from the last drive. I'm like, what? Where was this when we were playing?
We went
what?
To see Kamar. Yeah.
Yeah, we went to see her play.
Yeah.
And they got a little tent set up and all the rest. I'm like, these motherfuckers here. Like, why couldn't we get that? You know, make it easy, but whatever. You know, we're still better than them. Anyway, so the red phone kept ringing. And so, you know, the girl's setting up everything and she'd answer the phone and she'd be like, yes, sir. You know.
This was literally probably like every
like 2 minutes. Yeah. It was like every 2 minutes. Like this poor girl is setting everything up, making sure everything's good. The headsets are coming out, all the rest of that. Yes, sir. Like, I'm just like, look at the yes shit. Like every time I said, Eric, every time she answers the phone, she answers the same way. Just watch. And so like she phone rings again.
Yeah.
She goes, runs. Yes, sir. It's the same tone. Same tone, same volume, same pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. And that's all it was. And yeah, I would say, what was it? We were there like 40 minutes before. We were sitting there like about 40 minutes before.
I like to,
I would say 27 minutes.
Before the game started, really?
No, that was her doing that for 27 minutes.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I don't know who was needy up there, but
and remind you, it's a bowl game. So it's not that serious.
Right. Well, I mean, it depends, right? Now, bowl games are looked a little differently now, but back then, that was still a thing. Like, hey, we get to a bowl game. We got to win this, you know?
That's true. They could probably get a payout of X for winning. Yeah.
Right. And, man, whoever was needy up there, I hope they rot in the lowest corners and be needed on by somebody else, because that was crazy. That was so crazy. And the amount of work, I don't know, anyone who's listening in, if you played college or you played after college or anything like that, the amount of work that's put into set up for a football game is ridiculously unnecessary, but it is something that needs to be done.
Right.
Like, you got headsets, you got equipment that, you know, is rain resistant. You got to make sure everything works. And oh man, it's a lot. It can be a lot. So kudos to that lady that was doing that. The yes sir part is just hilarious because it's always been hilarious. It's been a family joke for years. Well, just between the two of us anyway, but but yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. I'd felt so bad. I'd never seen someone get like ran around on a phone before. It was too much. Well, what was your version?
Just when you told me doing.
Yeah,
I was watching the game. I was looking at the sideline a little bit because, you know, it was my first time experiencing, I guess, sitting that close.
Yeah, those were some good seats. I don't know how you scored the hell out of those, but you did.
Mean, they weren't big schools, but I had to double check the description because I think I got them from StubHub or Razor Gator. They were like $50. I was like, huh? What?
And we were on like the 30?
Right on the 50.
Right on the 50?
Yeah. That's why I had to looking at the description all weird. I'm like, is this for real?
Yeah, it was so surreal being that close because all the other ones were in the nosebleeds, or like maybe halfway up. It's like I kind of see, and then I got some asshole who's taller than me that I'm like, man, like don't stand up when they throw the ball. Like I'd like to see it. You know, you don't do this at home, I'm sure.
Right.
You're still sitting in your seat,
right in the recliner.
Right. You know, maybe pull a muscle celebrating there, but damn it, don't do that to me.
Right.
But yeah, it was nice. I do also remember the old man that sat to the left of us that lit up a cigarette.
Why do you remember?
Yes.
So I
My
guess
man
this
was
was the
like,
time you could. Well,
no, you
people probably
couldn't do
still
that.
do, but
You couldn't do that. No, like that man, I remember him sitting there. I looked at him. I was like, man, this guy looks rough. Like, he looks rough. Like, what's going on with this one?
yeah,
You know, he looked weathered. You know, he
right.
looked like he'd been through some stuff.
Just
I mean,
want to come
tough-
relax at the game.
Tough son of a gun, though, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, so I'm sitting there, I'm watching the game. There's a little guy next to me, like, you know, we're talking about the game and everything. I was like, oh yeah, if I make noise, you make noise. So, you know, just to do that. But yeah, the guy was like, I remember he reached for his pocket, his coat, his shirt pocket. He had a flannel on. He had a flannel, a black shirt,
Oh my
and
god.
some jeans. I remember this guy because he had peppered hair. He had like gray and blue,
Yeah.
some shit like that, a white mustache.
Wow.
And this man was like, I gotta have one of these. Like, he was shaking and everything.
Can't take it no
But
more.
yeah, right. My man lights it up. Some lady in the back is like, who's smoking? They're not supposed to smoke in here. I didn't say anything because I wasn't trying to be a rat.
Right. Just,
But
let
my
him smoke it for a few minutes.
She said it loud enough to where that man heard. He didn't break.
Make sure you
He didn't break stride. He put that. He put that shit right to his lips.
and said,
and said
deal
and
with it.
smoked it like I'm in tears
Oh my
because that
god.
shit is so it was so true.
Right.
I'm like, man, this man has the gall. Like,
I don't know. I'm a people watcher, so it's kind of fun watching. What happens. You okay? It's kind of fun watching society interact at a game.
my man didn't even break stride, bro. He just said, he didn't even say it. He ain't looking in the direction you said. He just said, well, fuck him. And then just took it. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. Oh, excuse me. So, as you all have probably known by now, I'm the most fantastical one out of everybody in the siblings because I laugh at everything, and it's great. Oh God, that was delicious. But that was a pretty good game. I enjoyed that.
It was good. I remember the game started slow, but then again, that's normal for a bowl game because they're off for like a month.
Yeah,
before they play again.
Gentle Jesus, help me.
But then it ended up picking up the pace. And now checking out the score.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I don't think it was close.
I think Maryland kind of blew them out. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
It was
Purdue. Holy cow!
24-7. But Purdue tried to make it a game.
Mm-hmm. They did all right. Yeah, college football. I'm pretty excited about that one. Yeah, I'll go to my GameStop store I had today. So since we are a gaming podcast, talking about gaming work. Yeah, I had a gentleman who was. Oh, this is a good one. This isn't anyone being crazy, being illiterate, stupid, or incompetent at any point. The gentleman called me. He was like, "Hey, got a quick question for you." I was like, "All right, what's up?" And he said, I think I may need a new system. I was like, well, what's going on? Like, are you is something wrong with your other system? What's going on? So I'm trying to set up the trade, right? I'm like, oh, okay, well, just trade it in. And he was like, well, my disk drive doesn't seem to be working. I have my PlayStation with me. I don't have any of my cords or anything like that. But yeah, I needed to get a new PS4. And he asked me, he was like, oh, well, do you think it'd be feasible to upgrade to a PS5? I was like, well, what do you play? Excuse me. He said he plays all the Call of Duties with his buddies a couple times out of the week.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you playing like 4 or 5 hours maybe throughout the week? He said, yeah. And I was like, all right, well, I mean, I'm playing 4 or 5 hours throughout the week. That's what? 5 hours, make it easy, 4 weeks in the month. That's 20 hours. I don't know. And is that the only game you play? He's like, yeah, well, we play all the iterations of Call of Duty on the PS4 that we can play together. And I was like, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'd stick with your PS4, but at some point, though, you would probably have to upgrade to the PS5 because these games are getting bigger.
Right.
They're slowing these older systems down. They're bogging them down. Either that or they're bricking them. Because I remember Call of Duty Black Ops was bricking PS4s. And I just, like I said, I was talking about earlier today.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, I don't see playing 5-6 hours a week justifiable. And I was like, yeah, fair. I'm not going to push that at all. That's a feasible argument there. So he's like, look, I'm about $5 from you. I'm going to come in and we'll talk some more about it. I was like, all right, sure. We can do that. So he comes in.
Down.
Yeah, come on down. The water's fine. Oh, I dropped my phone. The water's fine. So then he comes in, he's talking with me and all the rest of the good stuff. And yeah, we were just having a good time. One of my, well, I don't want to say ex-coworker, but I don't work at Firehouse anymore. But Jessica, she came over and, you know, they were talking about like crazy people and all the rest of the good stuff. And I'm listening and having a good time. And, you know, I'm checking his stuff and everything like that. And I'm like, oh, put this game in and his disk drive's working fine. And I was like, hey, Eric. That's his name, by the way. I was like, hey, your disk drive works. And he was like, oh, well, I mean, when I was putting my disc in, it wasn't working. And I was like, well, I got a disc. Let me see if it works. So I put it in. And I was like, oh, it came up with some error or something. I was like, oh, do you have this game on a hard drive? And he said, yeah. And I was like, okay, then that won't work. But it looks like, I mean, you put it in, it looks like it reads just fine.
Yeah.
So he was like, well, what do you think I should do? I was like, well, I mean, I wouldn't try to go get it fixed yet because, I mean, getting that replaced, having someone replace that for you could be a lot. You could replace it yourself for very cheap, like super cheap. However,
YouTube is an option.
Yes, YouTube. However, you know, getting a new system, I don't think is feasible at the moment because if it works just fine, maybe it's just maybe the disk started getting corrupted or that on it was getting corrupted or something like that. You may need to restart it or delete it and reinstall it. That's what I meant to say, not restart. But it could be that. And he was like, oh, well, I don't know if that's the case. And I was like, all right, well, did any other games work? And he goes, well, a couple other games worked, a couple other games didn't. I was like, that doesn't sound right. So I was like, look, I'm gonna just rebuild your database for you. So it's not gonna delete anything off your stuff. You're gonna have all your saves and all this good stuff. Yeah. It's just gonna be a hard reset on the operating system. And so I did that for him. He's like, what do you have for lunch? I was like, well, I got this sub here. And he goes, I'm gonna get you chips and a drink. And I was like, oh, you don't have to do that. I'm good. I appreciate it though. I got this sub. And Jessica was actually nice enough to buy me a Gatorade because she knew I was going to be working. But he comes back and he was like, oh yeah, like your coworker said this was for me to give back to you. And I was like, all right, cool. So I was like, all right, he didn't have to buy anything. That's great. Once I got done, I put it all in a box. And he's like, oh, you don't have to put it in a box? I'm like, well, I mean, there's no sense in you just carrying it willy-nilly and somebody be like, oh, there's a PlayStation to snatch it out of you. Because he just had back surgery too. So it's just like, this man's not going to try to move. Yeah. So I put it in the box and then he was like, how much do I owe you for all this? I'm like, nothing. Not a thing. Like rebuilding the database took like 2 seconds. And he goes, well, you know, I'm going to drop this here and I'm just going to leave. I'm like, drop what? And he just drops it and leaves. I'm not going to specify what it is. I'm not going to specify what it is. And I don't think I accepted it either. I just threw it away.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So I think, I believe I threw it away for the most part. I don't remember taking it home or anything like that. So, and that is my story. I'm sticking to that. But there are good retail situations that do happen.
Yes.
Again, entertainment purposes for first time viewers. I share these stories about customers that I interact with. I don't say names, obviously, because 9 times out of 10, I don't know their names. But, you know, I just talk about my experiences. And some are funny. Some are like, that's kind of stupid. Some are like, oh, well, you were kind of dick in that situation. I'll admit I would be. Yeah, of course. But there's the good ones like this one, where you have somebody who is patient with you, actually listens on what you're saying. They're talking with you. They're learning from you. And then also like you're creating a bond at the same time.
Right.
So I know they're coming back because he was like, oh yeah, you know what? I know I got a couple other games that are gonna be coming out soon that I'm gonna pick up. I'm coming to you when you come in. So I was like, yeah, you know what? Right on. Right on. Oh, okay. But yeah, there's always good situations that happen, you know? Like working retail isn't always that bad.
Right.
But I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy interacting with people. I enjoy that.
Enjoy interacting.
Yeah. And you learn a lot of things. You meet a lot of people.
I somewhat, well, there's only had Firehouse and the hospital. Firehouse, every once in a while, someone will come in, share knowledge, information, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then working at the hospital for a while, did have, I guess you call it patient facing interaction with patients, but obviously not at the best time since I worked in the ED.
I don't know how you dealt with that. I don't know how I deal with what I deal with.
I don't know. I guess you go into, I won't say, well, I guess work mode or do what you got to do.
Mm.
Then it just becomes, I won't say desensitized, but I guess, or maybe
it definitely desensitized you.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you see the situation. It's like, all right, let's do what we got to do to get you help.
Mm-hmm.
So,
man, that's the part of it. I mean, that's all you have to do is think of the person that you're dealing with and help them to the best of your ability, and you try to do that. But it's frustrating when you don't have people that are understanding. Like, hey, this is my job to help you. Don't make my job any more difficult than what it is.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah. It may not seem difficult to other people to go, oh, that's easy. I could go ahead and put a ball in a hoop. Okay, cool. I'll do that with a bunch of people who are 6'6" and higher.
Right.
If it were easy, everyone would do it.
Exactly.
Everyone would be 6'6" and higher, but it's not. So, people are like, retail or working in the hospital. Everything has its difficulties. But you make it more difficult by not being respectful. But you make everything easy if you are respectful. So, but yeah, I see what you're saying about just getting the patient and helping. But, I had another GameStop story, and it was actually a bad one.
Uh-oh.
It was actually a bad one. I can't remember.
Yang. Could have a good one, could have a bad one.
No. Oh, no. It's not an actual interaction. It's not an actual interaction of like a bad sort with like, finding something that they need or something like that. I actually caught someone stealing, but I could not obviously you can't prove it, right? Although I could. Oh, we have cameras. Okay. Although I could. Well, we did actually. We did prove it. We did prove it. So, gentleman comes in. He's a guy that does some trading and stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, cool. He seems like a pretty cool guy, even though he's trading like some sketchy stuff. Like one day it's a phone, another day it's a tablet, another day it's a phone and a tablet. I'm like, where is he getting all this stuff from?
Right.
You can look at somebody, and I'm not trying to be judgmental, right? But I think a lot of people can agree with me where you can look at somebody and be like,
where's this all coming from?
I don't think you got this by good means. You know what I mean? But, I can't say nothing. I can't say anything. And, I treat everybody like I treat everybody else. You ain't do nothing to me. I'm going to treat you with respect. That's all it is. So we would talk about like sports and stuff like that every time I do something. You come in and trade. But one fateful day, my boss ended up leaving to go on a trip or something like that. Or I think he did a staycation where he usually takes a week for his birthday off, which rightfully so. That whole month is your birthday.
Yeah.
Whole month.
Celebration.
It's a celebration. Charlie Murphy. So this guy comes in. I help him with a phone and stuff like that. Or, I helped him trade in a phone.
I forgot they do that. That's right.
Yeah, some give good values rather than others, but yeah. So I was like earlier, I was an assistant manager, so I'm trying to run the store and everything like that, and that's easy enough. I can run the store, since I can't run the store without my tablet. So I'm like, hey, you know what my tablet is, or you know where the tablet's at? No, I don't. I haven't seen it. I'm like, man, this thing has been missing for like 3 days. I have a meeting I have to get on to, so I don't know what's going on. So, we're trying to figure out, like, where would the tablet be? Was it being charged over here? All the rest of the good stuff. We didn't think someone took it, right?
Right.
We thought it was just misplaced somewhere. 5th day rolls around, right?
This tablet shows up.
No, tablet doesn't show up. I get a phone call because I left to go home.
Yeah.
I get a phone call where it said, "Oh, hey, someone showed up with the tablet." And I was like, "Huh?" I was like, "What do you mean showed up with the tablet?" Oh, it was some weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he found it.
Yeah. Is it like, what do they call it? Klepto? Someone decides has to take something?
Yeah, they said that they found it. So my cynical self was like, they found a tablet 5 days later?
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense to me. Not at all. So I'm like, I'm not even that far. So I turn right around, I do a U-turn, and come right back around, come back, come in there. It's the same guy that did the trades.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so you found it? I didn't even say hi to him. I didn't pass go. I didn't collect $200. I just said, so you found this?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, yeah. And I said, where'd you find it at?
This store.
Oh yeah, he definitely did find it at our store.
What'd he say?
But then he goes, oh, you remember that guy that was with me? No, specifically he said, you remember that white guy that was with me? And I was like, what, the guy I saw for only 2 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. And he goes, yeah, well, he was the one that took it. I found it in his bag. And I was like, I don't believe you. As I was just straight up, I was like, I don't believe you. I'm not going to sit here and say that you stole it.
Right.
Because I can't prove that.
You're just saying, hey, I
don't believe you.
Kind of stinks.
Yeah, I don't believe you at all. Well, what do you mean, man? I come in here, I'll give you all my patrons. I'm like, I don't give a damn about your patronage. Other people give us our patronage too. But the thing is that you show up and then your wording is, I found it?
Yeah.
No, homie. No. And I was like, well, where's the case for this? Because the case was gone.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. It was a badass case. First off,
it was like rubber, plastic.
It was a mixture of both. So
okay.
it had like a thing on it, and then you put the rubber over it. But it was so comfy in your hands.
So can these tablets be used, I guess, outside of your network or outside of your store?
I'm pretty sure they could.
Oh, okay, so they can connect to their own network and.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they could, but I'm guessing the guy was trying to pawn it off and couldn't do it because there's a huge sticker that says property of GameStop on there.
So he just happened to not see that at all and think someone would take it.
You know what? People have been stupider. So I'm like, nah, man, nah. You can put the tablet right there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I appreciate you bringing it back, but yeah. Thanks, I appreciate it. And he was like, but can I trade this in? I said, no, I'm good.
Nah, homie, we done.
Yeah, we're done here. We're done here. And he goes, well, it wasn't me. It was the guy that was with me. And I was like, well, it was you because you were indirectly involved with it. So that means you know what he does. Mm-hmm. So maybe you need to be around better people if you don't want to be judged that way.
Oh, wow.
Bro, I don't play fucking games with people sometimes, man. They need to hear shit. They need to hear it. And if they get upset, they get upset.
Right.
That's not my fault.
Cold hard facts.
Right. And I'm not gonna be a dick and say something unnecessary. Mm-hmm. But I am gonna tell you something in that moment in time, like, no, that's crap. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't piss. Like mom says, don't piss in my face and say it's rain.
It's raining. Yeah.
It smells like urine. No, don't do that. But yeah. So funny enough, this doesn't end. This does not end. Like a day or two later, there's a girl. Oh, sorry. Let me go back. Because he wasn't trying to trade something in. He was trying to return a Keo Ring camera from Razer.
Do you guys take those?
He's returning it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
but the thing was that was also something that was missing that week too. Yeah. So
will that pop up saying, hey, this never was sold or purchased?
So when we do our counts on certain numbers, so accounting.
Should we?
Yeah.
Or should they know? I guess it doesn't matter.
What happened?
Oh, for the users. I guess, I don't know. Go ahead.
What do you mean for the users?
Sorry. My little work talk.
Oh,
people
gotcha.
Listeners.
No, for the users, for the gram. So just to go into what counts are, basically you go around, there's different ones. You go around and counting certain items for certain categories. So that particular category was something we didn't have. And I was like, we're missing like $60 here. Mm-hmm. And so if you can't find it anywhere, you have to count it as a loss because someone stole that.
Right.
And it was funny enough that was not counted that week too. And I was like, oh man, that's crazy. So I put that together very quickly that he had took that.
And he came back to the scene.
He came back. That's usually what they do though. That's usually what they do. Like killers, they go back to the scene of what they did. Dumb.
Yeah.
Don't do that, you fucking weirdo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let me steal from Target once. Shit, if I stole from one spot once, I'm never going back there.
Right.
Never. What? Well, I do it once. It's so easy. I can do it again.
Easy the first time.
Yeah. Easy the first time till someone catches you and it's like, it wasn't me, or free me, or free my man Mook Mook. Get out of here. You was stealing, bro.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Yes.
But yeah. So a couple of days later, there's a girl that comes in, the same Ring camera for the computer.
Okay.
The box, so I already knew that because the box was already beat up when the guy came in. He's like, I wanted to return this. I bought it. I'm like, nah, you didn't. You can go. I'm not returning anything. You can leave my store. So yeah, she comes in. She's like, yeah, I wanted to return this. I bought it over at the Cedar Rapids store. And I was like, oh yeah, you got a receipt? And she was like, no, I don't have a receipt. I'm like, yeah, I can't take that. You might have to, I don't know, you might, if you got it from the Cedar Rapids store, you might have to go and talk to the person that you dealt with, because then they would remember you. Yeah, unfortunately, I just can't do that. Yeah, I've never seen it since. So I don't know if that man actually got money for it. I hope he didn't. I hope he trips and falls on a rock. Because I took a rock and beat him down.
That's what I was waiting for. Took a rock, beat her down.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess let's take a break. I got to pee real quick. We'll go into that one.
That's what I was waiting for. All right. Rolling.
All right. So I guess we got this, and then we do this or that afterwards.
Yes.
Okay. So first off, I didn't know I had such a cult following with you with my song. I had no clue.
But it always crosses my mind all the time.
Yeah, because you probably heard it so many damn times. So, man, now it wouldn't hold up in society at all. But when I was a kid, I thought I was the shit when it came to being creative. And I would remix like certain songs. And a lot of the times I'm told, hey, don't do that. Don't, you're ruining the song. And I'm like, damn, I thought I was enhancing a bit,
Yeah.
I thought I was the man. So I remember Eric had the original Xbox, and if anyone could remember, you could go ahead and rip CDs onto the original Xbox, and you could do that with burn CDs as well. So
thank you, Microsoft.
Yeah, thank you. So Eric had this game called Xbox Music Maker Live or something like that.
I think I still have it.
Oh my God. And the microphone?
I don't think I have the microphone.
Oh no. Please tell me you got the microphone.
No, I don't have the microphone.
Oh, that microphone took the most infamous song in all of infamy and made it the hugest meme that no one ever knows. So I can't remember the song I did it to.
If only that Xbox hard drive was around.
No, I'll remember it. Let me look it up real quick. It's by Goody Mob. I remember that. Let me check it real quick. Goody Mob. Watch for the Hook by Goody Mob. You remember that song?
I have to listen to it again.
Okay.
They weren't someone I listen to all the time.
Can you play a small snippet? Can you play a small snippet for the...
Hold on.
For the...
do we have to plug in whatchamacallit?
I don't know. Put it to your mic. See if that works.
What was it called again?
Watch for the Hook.
Watch for the
Goody Mob. We have to put this in context. You got to know what song it is that I used this for. Again, this was an old song, but this was when I would have to sneak into his room once again.
I knew I wasn't going crazy.
Oh yeah,
now it makes sense why
that was
things
me.
were moved.
No.
Every day doubts they strive so hard to be strong. They don't respect
no.
that your son's involved.
Yeah.
Got my spine invested in this. I'll do my best.
But you can probably play the instrumental.
Let's see, do we have an instrumental out here?
Hey.
Oh, this song.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody knows Goody, but you know what? You might as well play it in the background. Play the instrumental in the background. Let me give you a small snippet of this sample. Small snippet.
We'll have to find one. Let's see. Okay. So it makes me remember the time that kind of like you had the computer. I think the computer was in your room.
Yeah, it was.
I thought I was hot shiz and just effing around with the mic and recording mix.
Yeah?
And
I didn't know this.
Because you were there with me.
Well, you're a better rapper than I am, that's for sure.
Oh my God. There's no way. So I
couldn't think of anything.
In the early years, I didn't really know how to put audio files on a disc. I thought it was like, I'll just record these files here in Windows. What do they call it? Windows Audio Player?
Windows Live Player or something.
Live Player.
Yeah.
And then I just ripped the CD. Then when I went to go rip, then all of the tracks turned red and said file not found or whatever.
Mm-hmm. It's like, wait a minute, what?
Watch for that. Okay.
Well, let me find.
I got it right.
We gotta play this in the back.
Here we go.
We gotta play this in the back.
Ads. Don't you love ads?
I love ads. You know what? Ads are what fuels me in my life.
Yeah. How does it fuel you?
Well, how it fuels me is that I get pissed.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
It's picking it up.
Okay.
I could hear it. We played, playing a nice ambience right there. So this song right here was the instrumental I put on this. And I didn't know how to rap, nor did I care to get good at it. I just thought it was fun.
Right.
So I would talk through it, right? I would just say crazy shit, just like, oh yeah, look at me. I'm walking down the street.
Right.
Yeah. I wear underwear. Yeah. Just say stuff like that and sucking toes and all the rest of it. That's my go-to.
Mm-hmm.
But the hook for this, I took a rock and beat her down. I took a rock and beat it. I don't know where it came from.
Popped in.
It just popped in. It was just one of those things where I was just being stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Little did I know, if I were to play that song or if that song was kept in the archives and it came out, I would be canceled to no end. I was like, I'd walk down the street and be like, oh, it's the beat her down guy. He's beating women down with rocks. And it's like, yo, no, it's just like all these rappers rap about all stuff that either they do or don't do. It's the same thing. I'm just making a song. But majority of the song was the hook. I took a rock and beat her down.
Yeah, I don't think they would like that one.
No, but I mean, it could go for anybody. I'll take a rock and beat anybody down if I had to. So, but yeah, I don't know what was so infamous about that song, whether and why it was just that stupid.
Hey, you were just having fun.
I was
going with it.
I was like, I remember there was one lyric. I was like, oh, you gonna get mad at me? And I was like, oh, your girl was looking at me. Some shit, some dumb stuff like that. I was like, yo, and I thought, you know what? Back then, you could put anything out and it would be fire, right? It would be fire. Now you still kind of do that. You still kind of can do that, but production is so much better now.
Mm-hmm.
To where it's like, okay, yeah. I mean, the lyrics are terrible, but the beat is phenomenal, right?
We'll just hide it. They won't know.
Yeah, they won't know. So I now can't put that out because I would have been a millionaire at the time when we were listening to this stuff that I put that out. And I'm like, oh yeah, like someone would have picked that up for sure.
Right.
Taking a rock. Because let's be real, anybody that's lived life has wanted to think about taking a rock and like hitting someone with it.
Boom. Done.
Well, yeah. So it's an unrelated story, but It deals with using it, doing this story or doing this song on Xbox Live music player. Who knew that games would create such stories?
Right.
Who knew? All right, I guess this or that time. Are you giving me this or that? Or am I giving you this or that today?
I was ready last week, but
Well, you didn't.
or the week before.
You say you didn't write it down. You say you didn't write it down.
No, I didn't write it down.
Did you write it down this time?
No.
But are you going to give me this or that?
You can go ahead. We'll go back and forth.
Okay.
I'll try to remember.
All right, here we go. Yeah, I'll save that. I'm going to drink this. All right. Here we go. Suikoden or Final Fantasy?
I don't think I played either. Either.
Okay. And we drink to that. If we had shots, then it'd be a little different, but it would be like small shots, like that much.
So are we switching it up? Like, doesn't matter. Music, movies, video games?
No, we can do video games, music.
Okay.
I think, it was kind of like a start to do video games when we first did it, but we can do anything now.
So mine's movies. Deep Impact or Armageddon?
Ooh. I would say Armageddon.
Okay. Same here.
You go with Armageddon?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Halo or Fallout?
Halo.
Really?
Yeah.
Over Fallout?
Yeah.
Any day?
Any day.
1 through 3?
Me, so for me, Fallout, I enjoy the settlement building.
Okay.
Building things like Legos used to play with like years ago.
Yeah.
Obviously Halo, you can't do that, but I guess no. What was Forge like? I didn't play Forge mode.
No, Forge, you built your multiplayer maps.
Oh, okay, you just build the maps.
They had it in the new one.
Oh, gee.
They finally brought it back.
Of course, after they were like, how can we get people to play our game? I don't know, give them something that they enjoyed.
Yeah. I mean, I played it the other day, actually, with a buddy of mine, and it was pretty fun. Pretty fun. I still don't support 343 games, but...
He said, F you, 343.
Yeah, F you, and you can lick my toes in the process.
Oh my gosh. I was trying to find things that are comparable.
Between Halo and Fallout?
No, just with anything.
Oh, okay.
They're like the same. Here we go. Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
I hate you. I mean, can I just drink to that?
Go for it.
Okay, because I'm drinking to this because I don't want to answer, because I like neither. Neither.
I'll come back with another one. Okay.
I'd get super drunk playing this game if we were actually doing beer.
Go ahead.
Apple or Android?
I guess Apple. Just, I don't know.
Yes or you know?
Well, because I have everything Apple and everything kind of integrates with each other. My experience with Android is not great. I bought a Galaxy 3?
S3?
S3. Was it? I don't remember what it was called.
Or an A3?
I don't know. It kept dying.
Yeah, that was what
like,
Android was about way back when.
It got so bad, I got multiple batteries. This is when you could take batteries in and out of cell phones.
Yeah.
I did learn I can get to Orlando in 30 minutes. But yeah, Apple, because Android put a sour taste in my mouth.
Okay. Orlando in 30 minutes. It's actually pretty impressive.
Yes.
All right.
Here we go. They only came out with 1 or 2 versions. I pronounce this correctly. Battle Arena Toshinden or Tekken.
Ooh. This is a good one. Are we just we're taking them all across the spectrum? Or
I think Battle Arena, they only made like 2 or 3.
I think they made 3.
Then Tekken, obviously.
But Tekken, you got 8 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, Tekken 8's amazing. It's such a great game.
I never played Tekken.
What?
Never. I don't know.
No, are you serious?
I'm serious.
What?
Never played.
What? Well, how could you even come up with a question like this then? If you've never played Tekken?
Everyone talks about Tekken. And the only thing... Well, I know you've played it before.
I love Tekken.
So this is your question.
Well, okay. Okay, all right. So I would say Battle to Shoot. I would have to say Tekken. I'd have to say Tekken. One of the longest running story for over a long 20 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I think that's pretty cool. You know. All right. So let me see here. Mountain Dew or Surge?
Oh my gosh. Throwback for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
This is a two-parter, so you answer this
Okay.
one.
I think Surge would win.
Really?
Yeah, it had more of a kick
Okay.
compared to Mountain Dew.
Destruction Derby or Vigilante 8?
Hold on. Vigilante 8. All right, I got to look that one up.
You actually introduced me to Vigilante 8.
So I know Destruction Derby. I think that was a launch title for PlayStation. Vigilante 8. It sounds familiar. I don't remember it. Vigilante 8. If I could type correctly. Okay, so this is like some... Okay. I'm still going. Destruction Derby. Yep, Destruction Derby. That's
Between
my
the
final
two?
answer. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, you introduced me to Vigilante 8.
Gosh.
If you remember, don't you remember Vigilante 8? It was a better version of Twisted Metal.
Vigilante.
In my opinion, it was a better version
Okay.
of Twisted Metal.
That could have been why I played it. I don't know. For some reason, I didn't catch on to Twisted Metal. Just, it wasn't clicking for me.
Same.
But the show, it's okay.
I heard it was all right.
I mean, I was just like, if you're in the mood to watch Anthony Mackie, Vigilante 8. Ah, yes. Now it's coming back to me. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. It's reminding me of Interstate 76.
Goodness, that was a really good game, but I never knew what the premise was for that game. I never knew.
So I go back every once in a while, I look up old video games, and I'm like, what the heck was I playing?
You had some weird games that you played. You got on me about liking weird games.
Yeah, what did I say? Destruction Derby.
You said Destruction Derby? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
T-Pain or Flo Rida.
No, T-Pain. What?
Tallahassee Pain.
T-Pain. All right, here we go. Mobb Deep or NWA?
Wow.
You might have to drink to that one. Because I definitely will drink to that one, and it's not even my question.
Wow. I mean, both.
You gotta take a sip of your water, sir.
I mean, I've probably listened to more Mobb Deep just because they're East Coast, but when one day I got a hold of the NWA catalog, and I was like, wow, when they actually put stories.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Mobb Deep, huh?
Not both of them.
No, both? Okay,
Yeah, they
drink
both.
to that.
Yeah.
Drink to that. You dirtbag. Drink. We're drinking water because we are being responsible. Don't chug it, brother. Just drink it.
Thirsty. It's
Let's
hot
sip.
down here in the South.
Yeah. The South's all right again. All right. I think it's your turn.
Oh. What was the last one? Music? Okay. Trying to find
Dogs or cats? And don't be biased.
dogs.
Why?
Man's best friend.
That's not true. It's not
I
true
don't
at
know.
all.
I feel certain dogs show, I guess, a little more affection than a cat. Even though the dog,
What cat have you been around?
the dog may give you a judgy look. I think it's more of, I don't know. Like, I guess it depends on the animal. Because some cats might be like, oh, hey, hi.
I know plenty of cats that are like that. And also, cats teach you boundaries.
Do they?
Think about it. If you go to a normal cat and be like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, I want to pet it. And you go to pet it and it's like, no, stay the fuck away from me.
That does,
That
yeah.
teaches you boundaries. It's like, well, you know what? I should never approach that cat like that.
That's true.
Next time, I won't do that so that it would hate me for a couple minutes.
Right.
Teaches you boundaries.
That's true.
Cats will teach you some things outside of being a man's best friend. I mean, I love dogs. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, cats are where it's at. I mean, they're the closest distinctive relative to a lion.
Mhm.
Tiger. Sorry, which is weird. You would think it'd be a lion, but
Right.
here we are.
I'm trying to think of something good.
The entire series of Red vs. Blue or E-Bombs World.
I don't think I've ever heard of E-Bombs World.
Well, it was a website where you saw a bunch of videos and stuff.
And Red vs. Blue, I stopped after. Well, Red vs. Blue, yeah.
Red vs. Blue.
Yeah, because the first few seasons are hilarious.
Yeah, they're pretty funny. And then, you know how it is. They run out of their luster, and it's just like, all right, it's not as funny as it used to be.
Yes.
The Office is one, but The Office is coming back, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Right.
Yeah, I am. I love The Office.
Tried to watch it. I don't know. Maybe it was a bad day for me. I couldn't get past the first episode.
It's Michael Scott is someone you definitely have to. It has to grow on you. I'm pretty sure that's why you kind of stopped it, right? Please tell me that's what it is.
I think hold on, Michael Scott.
He's
that was
Steve
a long
Carell.
time ago.
He's Steve Carell's character.
I don't know, because I think the only other thing that I really saw him in was it Bruce Almighty? But
the second one.
Yeah. Was it Bruce Almighty? What'd they call the first one? I forgot. Evan Almighty.
Yeah, Evan.
Okay. Other than that, besides, I didn't watch that. Yeah, it could have been. Yeah.
All right. Blu-ray or DVD?
Oh, is that really a comparison?
No, it is a comparison because one can be memories. It could be anything. It could be performance. It could be anything. Any agenda you want to put it under.
Well, I don't know, because it kind of goes against the one released in the video. It's one of those where DVDs where they had a bunch of stuff on there, behind the scenes, extra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Blu-rays, it's like, oh, here's a movie. You're done. You don't need anything else. With only offering, I guess, clarity to TVs we have now.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, we thought DVDs were clarity. So.
DVDs gave you 720p, baby. But now we can see the sweat pores going on.
That's true. But then, well, that's because they offered the free movie download too. So I was like, well, damn, watch it anywhere. That was a good one. Because I was earlier going to say something like that, cassette or CD, but.
Oh, cassette. What? You could edit a cassette?
That's right. Put the tape over the, what was it, slat on the top?
No, you just tape over what you fucked up. Hit play and record at the same time. It's like, oh, nope. And then you go back and just do it again. CDs, I mean, I know you had CD rewrites and stuff like that, but I mean, that didn't work always all the time.
Right.
Cassettes, man. If we could go back to do cassettes, I mean, because they had good quality.
Right.
I mean, they looked dusty, but they still worked.
Running to
cassettes. If we can go back
tape
to
player, hitting record, trying to record your favorite song.
Mm-hmm.
Then the DJ talking on the damn song.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, now when I record it, I get the worst edit version.
This is AW858.
Then it's always a short version you get. You're like, God dang it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Outdoors or indoors?
I guess indoor.
If you had to choose, would you take a pound of chicken over a pound of steak?
I'm laughing because I don't know, probably chicken. I could eat chicken more often than I can steak.
Can I get a charge? Okay, so chicken.
Yeah.
What came first?
The chicken or the egg?
No. No. The thought of mankind or mankind's thought?
Oh, wow. I don't know. What came first? Do I got to go read some scriptures?
I don't know. I don't know if we got to read scripture. You know,
thought of mankind
or mankind's
thought. Because now I'm thinking of Neil Armstrong's words. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Yeah, but the concept of it all, right? Well, what do
Yeah.
you think, though? Just off of basing maybe your thoughts. What do you think? Thank you, sis.
Thought of mankind.
Thought of mankind.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, oh, we have this, so we need this other thing.
Right. You want to? Man, could have spontaneous combusted here. It's like here we are. You know.
Zoop.
Okay. So I know you're not a drinker, but if you were to choose
Mm-hmm.
beer or liquor,
I don't know. I guess maybe liquor.
really,
Yeah.
what type?
I don't know. What types are there?
Really?
I'm not much of a drinker.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure you know about vodka and tequila. Tequila's always in the house.
Yeah.
So vodka, tequila, gin, rum,
Whiskey.
Canada Dry,
I don't know.
Pepsi, Dr. Pepper,
What we have? What was a Patron?
Petron.
Yeah.
Yeah, Patron's good. That's a tequila.
Okay. Then I guess that, since that's like the only thing I've had.
When did you have that?
The other house.
Is that what it be? Yeah, Patron. You liked it?
It was okay.
Did you have it straight?
Yeah.
Oh, see.
Or did we have something? I don't know.
See, no. You gotta have some flavored drinks. You gotta ease yourself into this.
Just throw it back.
Look, tequila is a respected.
Yeah.
You have to respect it. You can't just, I mean, you can throw them back, don't get me wrong, right? But you need about a glass like maybe this big, so about 6 inches of maybe like just a short glass, right?
Yeah.
And you just sip on it. Just the small ones. You don't have to be big, don't have to be gulps. I mean, it could be like little mini ones. Like
Yeah.
you get the front of your tongue and just sip it. You know what I mean? But tequila is, it's like, it's not like any other alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you gotta respect it because kilos sneak up on you fast, and it will smack you. Like tequila is the angry Spaniard, angry Mexican. It's like it's just coming out the wall or something. Just you know, so you gotta respect it. Some people have tequila and their clothes come off, right? Other people have tequila and get extremely violent. Or you got people like me that take tequila and it's just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. I'm just going to play my game. I hear something hit the house or something like that. Like, just keep it going. Keep it moving.
Rolling.
Mm-hmm. All right. If you were back in your car days, would you ever trade the Mitsubishi for a Supra, old Supra?
Wow. I don't know. I never thought about it, actually.
Just Mitsubishi was a good car.
I guess.
It was beautiful.
For the most part. Until it didn't want to work.
Didn't you get the engine swapped on it?
No. Just, I guess, put a new piston in.
Oh, that's what it was?
Yeah.
I thought it was a whole engine swap.
I don't know. I guess. It didn't look any different to me. I was like, oh.
I mean, it's the same engine.
Right. I remember when Richie called me. He was like, hey, your piston's broken in half.
How'd you do that?
Oh, oil leaking and not in the valve. And then eventually, I don't know if you remember, it would always start knocking.
Oh, when you got up to like 50 miles an hour, it would
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember that actually. Was it scary? No.
What's that noise? It'll go away. Turn the music up.
Yeah. That's literally what it was. It's literally what it was.
So, yeah, one night, I don't know, I called Chris. We went driving. And we went down, where did we go down? We probably went down this way, down A1A.
Did y'all just drive to drive?
Yeah, man, gas was cheap. $20, top the car off, you can go wherever.
That's true.
And then, I think we drove down to Sebastian and then turned around. And we're coming over the bridge. And the car was like, yeah, we're done. All the lights on the dashboard lit up like a Christmas tree. I'm like, oh, wow.
What's going on here?
The funny thing is, like, I'd start, like, sped up past, like, I don't know, 3 cars. The car dies. And
Wait,
he
what?
passes right back. No, I was behind a group of cars.
Oh, okay.
I sped up to go around.
Oh,
Then the car dies and they go right by.
my man was trying to go fast and furious around these people.
Oh, it was one of those weird nights. We eventually got home.
Mm. How'd you get home?
I think Bobby eventually came and found us
Bobby. I remember that name.
because we were walking. We made it to a fire station, woke them up. We called them. I don't know. Cell reception was bad or something, or I don't know. But eventually he showed up and we found him, or he found us walking alongside the road.
What was this, off A1A?
Yeah.
From Sebastian?
Or on A1A. Yeah, we're going to Sebastian.
Hmm.
And I remember
Interesting.
Dad coming home. Busted the door. Well, I didn't bust the door down, but
Hey, what'd you do to the car?
aggressively opened the door. Like, what happened to the car? It's over here.
I had a funny story about him the other day. That was the day I was supposed to shadow in the OR.
Mm-hmm.
I went to go turn on my car. I was like, I'm just going to shower real quick, get dressed and go. So I get up, Dad gets up, Mom gets up. And Dad's like, what's this? I'm in the bathroom. Oh, I'm getting ready to go to the bathroom and go shower. He goes, what are you doing? I said, what, Dad? Your car's on. And I said, yeah, I turned it on. He said, what? He's like, what do you? I was like, I'm getting in the shower. This man thought I was literally going to go to work without showering. I was like, what? Like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, since we all work at the same establishment now, I'm pretty sure they want me to represent the family, and I understand that. I get it. But Jesus, I thought I was in trouble. I didn't know what I did. I had no clue. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, what's Dad getting upset about? What did I do? I didn't do anything. So he just kind of left me alone after I told him, like, I'm getting in the shower. He's like, oh, okay. Well,
I don't know.
I'm not going to worry about that then. I was like, what?
I mean, it's not like it's cold outside, warming up the car.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I just
You're
got
like,
up and just
"Why
thought,
would you do
we're
this
going to
then?"
turn on. Because, I mean, it gave me the incentive, like, hey, don't fall back asleep.
Yeah.
Your car's on now.
Right.
Even
Kind
though
of
it turns
force
off
you
in
have
an
to get
hour.
up.
Yeah.
Get up and move.
So I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'll do that. And then just went on my merry way. But yeah, I was like, that was an interesting interaction for sure. I was like, all right, Dad. Okay.
Yes.
Man, way too many stories about that, man. Way too many good stories. Funny stories at that. I guess I can tell a story about Mom real quick.
Yeah. No
Again,
one's safe.
No one's safe. But it also depends on gaming,
Mhm.
right? Because Blockbuster's involved. If anyone doesn't know about Blockbuster, comment in the comment section about Blockbuster. And if you don't know, you will know in the comment section. But yeah, it was a place where you got to rent video games, movies, all this good stuff. At one point, you were renting systems.
That was crazy.
Yeah, and they stopped doing that because people kept taking them.
Well, I think they put like a charge on your card.
Oh, you had to pay a deposit. You had to pay a deposit for it. I remember Mom went to go get a PlayStation for us and rented it, and it was $100 deposit. And I was like, "Ooh, is she gonna get this still?" like I was like, "Oh, I don't know. Is she gonna get it?" Because it's like $100 deposit, and then whatever the rental fee was.
Right. Dang, that's crazy to think. And you what? At this time, you were able to hold things for 5 days?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. 'Cause I remember it used to be 2 days, and it went to 5, and probably eventually made its way to a week.
Yeah. Well, if you let it go a week, and then it's like, oh yeah, you got it back a day after, so we're gonna give you a slap on the wrist,
Right?
Give you a late fee charge. It's like, look, I just paid so much odd money for me to hold something that doesn't belong to me.
Right.
You're gonna pay me a rental a rental fee? All right, you see me after class, homie. Like, this ain't it.
Mm-hmm.
So And mind you, I'm not involved with this story, and I'm going to tell this story now before it circulates any more than what it has.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Because it does, like I said, involves mom. So, mom, she was going to the grocery store, saw Steve and Jimmy walking to Blockbuster. So, mom was like, oh, okay, well, I'll go ahead and pick them up. Go ahead, get my stuff, and come back and drop us all off. So she's like, boys, what are y'all doing? They're like, oh, yeah, we're going to Blockbuster. Like, I'll take you up there. All right. So she takes them up there. They're there doing their thing. She's like, all right, I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. 20 minutes. And I'm like, okay. I'm hearing this story. I'm woken up out of a dead sleep for this story, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
And so the boys were there for almost an hour.
Oh my gosh.
And you know how long it took to walk from the house to Post Commons?
Yes. I used to walk the firehouse.
Right,
yes.
right. You left, what, an hour early or something like that?
Probably.
Something like that?
Just because I also like to get places early, too.
That's fair. But I mean, yeah, it's an hour walk.
Just about, yeah.
So it's almost been an hour since they were there. They're like, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and start walking. So they start walking. They get to the top of the neighborhood. You know, remember when you get to the top of the neighborhood, you got that first house on the left-hand side there with that big area, the big grass.
Mm-hmm.
They see mom just flying. Just flying around, flying from around the thing, coming up. Just like, boys, where were you? Where were you?
She forget about it?
Oh, yeah, she definitely did.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to pick them up.
Yeah. And mind you, this happened when we were teenagers. I am now 36 years old, and I still don't hear the end of this story. All because those boys wanted to go to Blockbuster.
Right.
If they would have stayed their black asses home, we would have never had this issue.
Yes.
Yeah, Steve, Jimmy, I apologize. I apologize. But you want to know something? You can't keep putting the blame on me. I was asleep.
Right.
I was asleep when this happened.
I had nothing to do with this. My hands are clean.
Right, my hands are clean. The only thing I got going for me is that I'm related. I got blood. That's it. But yeah, shout out to mom.
Oh.
Shout out to mom for that story, because that story, you will live in infamy.
Mm-hmm.
You will live in infamy. She probably not remember it though. It's been so long.
She'll remember.
Oh, you think so? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna ask her.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask her. Like, hey, you remember when you left Jimmy and Steve at Blockbuster? She'll probably be like, I never left them there. What are you talking about?
Right?
What are you talking about,
Like,
son?
that didn't happen.
And she's like, now you're talking crazy. You can go somewhere before I body slam you. Oh, God. Is this really my child? Yes. Yes, I am, Mom. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Oh. All right. You got any more this or that's for me?
No, that's all I got.
All right. Yeah.
But bring some next time.
I'm going to write some down.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to have all
got my
this
list
stuff.
going.
I'm going to have at least 50 or 60. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a wrap on another great episode. Thank you guys for listening.
The Gamepad.
And I guess thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Tune in to the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
I don't know if we can use that one.
Tune in to the next episode of
the Gamepad Saga.
Gamepad Saga.
Oh.